Hi everyone, this is my run on the Divine Diabolos Lufenia, and this is kinda unique run because in this run, as you can see, in the main party there's no Ramza, there's no burst, there's no LD, and there's no call character equipped. And I can say that it's a very tricky and tight run because of the 60 turn requirement. And it took me quite a lot of tries just to optimize the run damage wise so that I can complete it within 60 turns. So I'll be doing a voice commentary as well as covering some of the key decision makers and strategy to maximize the damage output with this party and to reduce turn count as much as possible to end the fight before 60 counts. As always, I will be including a timestamp in the video description that you can use to jump ahead to the section that you're interested in. I'll start off first by going a little bit about the party setup because it is quite important. So first of all, my party consists of Relm, Sazh and Eald'narche, and the strategy behind this party composition is to utilize the free full-up turns from Relm and Eald'narche as much as possible, and also the free turns from Sazh attack boost, his S2 skill, to bring in damage without increasing the turn count as often as possible. Along with while doing that, Eald'narche of course keeps Diabolos terror locked for almost the entire fight, so that you can manage him without any healer in the main party at all. Notably, I also have Odin summon, and the reason behind using Odin summon here is that I actually let Odin use his first recast attack, which does AoE HP damage to my party, and that will actually trigger Odin's blessing and get a 30% attack boost for the entire party. Sphere wise is outlined here, and most of it is pretty flexible with the exception of the refined Porum sphere. I equipped it on Sazh, but you can actually equip it on either Relm or Sazh and it will work. And it's quite important because it provides the 1% HP healing every character turn, which helps to reduce the HP damage taken after the first recast bar attack. I also use a support Ramza with burst weapon equipped, and it is quite important. The burst weapon does make a significant difference, so if you want to try this strategy out, you do need to find a support Ramza with burst weapon. I would recommend that if you're just going for the easy clear, just to use Ramza LD in place of Sazh. I have another video with Relm, Eald'narche and Ramza LD, which gave me a very comfortable win at 46 turns. So if you just want to have a cheesy strategy that leads to a very comfortable win, that would be my recommended party option. The reason that I use Sazh here is to just see whether I could complete the fight without using Ramza and any LD or BT weapon. So that's it for the party setup. I'll move on into the actual battle. See you there. Okay, so starting out from the start of the fight, from 100% to 79%, the turn order and skill users are extremely critical here. With Eald'narche, it's very straightforward. I just spam his Uranus Cascade S2 because it's essentially a free skill, and I do use his EX when it's up. For Sazh, his first 2 turns is spent using Aim Plus, and then I only use attack boost on his 3rd turn when the orb counter is less than 5. This is actually quite important. You will actually want to only use 2 attack boosts on the first 79% health and keep the rest for the last 49% health. It is very important. And to make it through the first phase of the fight with only 2 attack boost users, you want to use them when the orb count is as low as possible. With Relm, it's a bit more flexible. the only thing that you should try to do, as you have done here, is to use Sketch Plus before Diabolos gets his second turn. Diabolos' second turn will be Gravija, which will reduce every character's Brave to 1, and that leads to a DPS loss. Using Sketch Plus inflicts Diabolos with Blind, and hopefully his Gravija will miss your characters, allowing them to retain their Brave. So luckily with Blind, Gravija only managed to hit Sazh, and Relm actually kept a full Brave, which is actually quite important. It allows me to use HP plus attack and save my skill users. Okay, so the recast attack is coming up. It's very important here to use Brave plus attack with Relm. With Relm in the party, you need around 20,000 HP to tank the recast attack if a character gets broken. So the only way to survive it is to ensure every character has bravery and doesn't get broken by the recast attack. And nicely, because every character took some chip damage, Odin Blessing is activated from this point onwards, and I benefit from 30% attack boost for the rest of the fight. So Shadow Blade brought Relm pretty low, but it's okay. It's always a fixed damage, so in theory, if you tank the hits correctly, Shadow Blade will never kill you. And hereafter, you will never get another HP attack ever again, so the Refined Porom Sphere will be enough to heal you over time to full HP. Okay, the next two attacks after the previous HP attack is quite crucial. Ideally, you actually want his next two attacks, which is Shadow Nail that you see here and Groot Darkgar, which is coming up next, to actually break your characters. Because if you allow it to break your characters, it will lead him to having a full recast bar just as you bring him to 79% health, which is optimal for this run because it allows you to then inflict him with Terror, with Eald'narche, and Terror lock him. Unfortunately, I failed. I made a mistake and battered Sazh, and because of that, he didn't break Sazh, and I failed in filling his recast bar. The only way the run will work when this happens is that when he hits 79% health and gains the dark energy, that you have to pray that he actually targets Eald'narche. It will be a 1 in 3 chance because it's a random target on who he targets. As you can see here, he gets dark energy, and luckily for me, he happened to target Eald'narche, which allowed me to continue the run. Now the other thing that is optimal for this run is for Sazh to get a turn just when Diabolos is launchable, as you can see here. Now this may seem to be very lucky, but I can tell you that it is doable because Diabolos follows a very set pattern of attacks. So if you practice turn manipulation with Relm Sketch Plus at the start, you can get a turn order where Sazh gets a turn just as Diabolos is launchable, as I did here. That is quite crucial because it has allowed me to swap Sazh for Ramza and launch Diabolos using Ramza's Enervate EX. And because of this, I actually get to use Ramza in the following skill rotation, which is Enervate Launch, Burst, and then LD Launch 3 times in a row. So with the support Ramza, I actually get 4 launches out of him, which adds to a significant DPS increase. So now that Diabolos has lost his debuff immunity, on Eald'narche's next turn, you want to hit him with the EX to inflict terror. At this point, I did not use Eald'narche's AA yet, and the reason for this is because Ramza's LD will actually delay Diabolos, and that will allow you time to recharge Eald'narche's EX meter again before Diabolos' terror runs out, so you can save Eald'narche's AA for the later parts of the fight. So here you want to take the opportunity while Ramza is delaying the boss with his LD to try to recharge Eald'narche's EX meter again, so that you get a full EX by the time Terror runs out on Diabolos. Now this is the next important thing. When Ramza does his LD delay launch, you always want to ensure that it leads to 2 full follow-up HP attacks, because again that leads to significant DPS. And the way you achieve this is to try to manipulate turns with Relm. Her Sketch Plus allows her to jump her turn right before the boss. So say for example, Ramza's turn comes on a turn bar and you notice that his turn comes right before the boss. What you want to do then is to hit the boss with Relm Sketch Plus to move her in between Ramza and Diabolos, so that when Ramza uses his LD next, it leads to a full launch. Is exactly what I'm talking about. Ramza's turn will come right before Diabolos, so I use Sketch Plus, manipulate Relm's turn, and this allowed me to have another full launch on Ramza's last LD use. Okay, so I've hit the 49% HP threshold and the orb starts ticking down again. At this point, if you time it just nicely, Ramza should be finishing his last friend turn, which means that at this point right here, Sazh comes back in and you can use attack boost to refill the Lufenia orb counter. Now the last 49% health here is very crucial. There's two things that you need to take note of. Firstly, as much as possible, you want to utilize Sazh's attack boost during his turns instead of aim plus, because attack boost doesn't contribute to the turn count, and it also batteries the entire party, making it a superior attack. You do want to space it out, however, to make sure that you have enough attack boost to increase the orb counter for the rest of the fight. Secondly, you actually want Diabolos to get as many turns as possible, because each time Diabolos gets a turn, you get 2 free actions with Eald'narche and Relm that doesn't contribute to the turn count. So the key takeaway from this is be careful when you're using Relm's Sketch Plus, because at this point, you actually do not want to turn manipulate Relm before Diabolos, because this actually forces you to take one additional action with Relm that will contribute to the turn count. So it is actually counterproductive. Also, you want to keep a very close eye on the launch status of Diabolos at this point forward. At roughly around the 20-30% mark, Diabolos should be launchable again. So during each of your character's actions, before you choose an attack, always double check to see whether Diabolos is launchable. What you want to happen is to actually have a full launch when Diabolos is next launchable. So for example, if you get a turn and Diabolos is launchable but you won't get a full launch, you may want to consider using your summon there, just so that you can get a full launch, because again, launches give you significant DPS increase. So right here I was very lucky because Relm gets a turn just when Diabolos is launchable, and looking at the turn bar, I will get a full launch, and this is really ideal because Relm batteries the entire party with a sketch summon, and this leads to a very juicy launch follow-up attack, and it allows me to save my summon for a slightly later part of the fight. You want to actually try to hang on to the summon for as long as possible, and only use summon animation if you need it for a full launch follow-up attack, or if you need the extra turns for Eald'narche to recharge his EX meter so that you can keep Diabolos Terror locked. So right here, I went ahead and just used Eald'narche's EX, even though there is still one more turn of Terror left on Diabolos. And the reason for this is I'm about to pop my summon, and if I use my EX now, I can get another EX ready by the time summon ends. So it actually allows me to get one additional EX rotation in with Eald'narche. So since Diabolos is on his last 10%, I decided to pop summon here. On hindsight, I think it's actually better to allow him to take a turn first, so that I get 2 free turns with Eald'narche and Relm after, and then only pop my summon after that. But I guess at this point, I felt that I could deal significant damage to Diabolos and would probably be able to finish him shortly after summon. So I decided to just pop my summon there. The other thing is also, at this point, Sazh has run out of attack boost, and so from here on, every action Sazh takes will contribute to the turn count, and that is why I popped my summon during his turn, so that his actions during summon will not increase the turn counter. So here I got another launch again, which actually is quite lucky because it happened to be on Relm's turn again, and I also get a full follow-up attack. So using Sketch Summon here led to about 200,000 damage, which again helped a lot on the damage potential. And that's it, managed to finish it on turn 59, so there is one additional turn of buffer left, but really it is very tight, and I got very lucky here because I get 2 launches with Relm using Sketch Summon, which helped a lot on the damage. As always, hope this video has been enjoyable and helpful. If it is, do leave a like, comment or subscribe, it really helps a lot. Till then, I'll see you in the next Lufenia fight. Bye bye!